I came from a coaching family. My dad was a coach, so I always say I grew up in this. I grew up going to practice as a kid.
Mm.
My father, I remember him more as a basketball coach. He started out, he was a football player, coached football, and then ended up being a basketball coach. But we spent a lot of our childhood, probably to get out of my mother's hair, but going to practice with my father and running around at school and being ball boys. So I think I always knew something like that was in the cards. I went to Springfield College with the idea that I was
Mm.
going to be an athletic trainer because strength and conditioning, and this is what people don't understand, it didn't really exist.
Okay.
So there was not, when I went to Springfield College, I think I enrolled in 1977, and it just wasn't an option. It wasn't something, and I'd even thought about.
Mm.
But while I was there, I was very, very lucky in terms of my dorm director was a guy named Mike Boyle, and Mike ended up being the longest tenured guy in the NFL. So Mike, I
Oh,
think, was in the NFL for 26 years. Mike had more Super Bowl rings than Tom Brady until Tom Brady got his last one.
okay.
So at one point, Tom Brady tied Mike Boyle. Mike was with the Jimmy Johnson era Dallas
Mm.
Cowboys, and then with Brady in New England. And he
Wow.
was my dorm director. So I got lucky in terms of I was exposed to a really good coach really early on. He was the track field event coach at that time,
Mm.
coaching the shot putters, discus throwers primarily, but javelin guys. So I started working out. I started training with the track guys just because I like to lift weights and I got to hang
Mm.
around. And Rusty Jones was there, also the second longest
Okay.
tenured guy in the NFL. Rusty was also at Springfield at the same time. And suddenly those guys got out of college and got jobs
Right.
as strength and conditioning coaches. They both were part time. It was really interesting. I talked to Mike a couple months ago, and he said that the only reason he got the Syracuse job was probably because nobody else wanted it. He went to Syracuse when Dick McPherson was at Syracuse, and they had advertised for a track field event coach and a strength coach. It was a dual
Okay.
role, basically. As he said, it was two full-time jobs for $20,000,
Mm.
and he was happy to get it.
Right.
He took it. Rusty did a similar thing. Rusty went to Pittsburgh and worked in the old USFL for the Pittsburgh Maulers, and then in the NHL then for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Mm.
And uh, and all of a sudden I thought, wow, somebody got a job as a strength coach.
Yeah.
That was a really big deal. And that sort of set my path differently. I went to Boston University. I was an athletic trainer for 6 months, and I just made a decision that I was going to quit my full-time paid athletic training job and be the volunteer strength coach because Boston University didn't have a strength coach.